Hey, welcome back to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, and trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so you can easily choose the best watch for yourself in the comfort of your own home. We offer the lowest prices anywhere online, and if you'd like to know the price, simply click on the links in the description below. We greatly appreciate if you purchase your next watch from us at JazzTime.com. Today we'll be going over a Rolex Datejust 31 with a pink dial, domed steel bezel with Roman numeral hour marks, and oyster bracelet, reference number 278240. We'll be going over the case, the dial, the bezel, the crown functions, as well as the movement and the bracelet, and I'll be giving you my thoughts on all of these throughout the video. Alright, so starting off with the case, as indicated in its name, 31, Datejust 31, it has 31 millimeters in diameter. It has the monoblock middle case with the screw down case back and the winding crown to ensure water resistance down to 100 meters or 330 feet. Again, all oyster steel, which is Rolex's own proprietary blend of steel and other elements to create a very, very strong material here, along with the ability to polish it to such a high degree, makes it very, very, lustrous in any sort of lighting situation. Looking at this bezel here, we have a steel bezel, and also domed. So you get a very good reflection of just around everything, the entire surrounding environment. It's very distinguishing in its overall look, and it's quite cohesive with that overall oyster steel look. And again, the Roman numeral hour marks on here, again, 18 karat white gold on there with the hands as well. All right, so there's no luminescence here, but again, against this a very, very bright pink background, it's very easy to read all those Roman numerals in literally any lighting situation. While they're not reflecting that much light, depending on the angle that by which I'm holding it, they will reflect light from just about any other source, assuming you're outside or in a very well lit room. I have a very bright light box in a very dark room, so you're naturally going to see very dark Roman numerals on a very bright dial, which works well enough. Rolex have considered that sort of possibility that whatever. Okay, so very easy to read overall. Okay, and also this is the only type of dial that will also tell you the exact value of those hours. So if you're kind of new to watches, a Roman numeral hour watch is actually a pretty good choice to go with, to start off with. If you're not used to the overall analog positions, especially differentiating like the 4 and the 5, 7 and the 8, those tend to be a little bit more difficult in my experience to differentiate. But having been with watches for quite a bit, it's very easy to tell now. So I don't really need the Roman numeral hour marks, but this is also a very good watch to just fit into any collection, really. It's simple and it's a very good everyday watch. All right, now going on to the crystal here, we also have a sapphire crystal, scratch resistant, and also a Cyclops lens directly over that date for easy reading. Now looking at the functions here, we can simply unwind the crown and it works as you would expect. Simply unwind it to the first position. This allows you to wind the watch, and as soon as you start feeling that damping starting to ramp up, that's when you know that you've reached the full power reserve and you don't need to wind it anymore. Pull out to the next position and rotate the crown counterclockwise. All right, so it's actually a little bit less than a quarter turn to advance the date by 1. So if you find yourself a time traveler, this would be an excellent choice for you. All right, now if you find yourself on the 30th of the month and tomorrow is the 1st, you can simply just rotate it halfway or somewhere between a quarter and half a turn, and you'll be on the 1st of the next month ready to go. All right. Now pull the crown out to the final position and note that it actually stops at seconds hand. That allows the hacking function so you can then adjust the time precisely. Now keep in mind this is a Datejust 31, so there's no room for an outer minute or second track, but what you can do is simply align it with the Rolex engraving on the inside of the dial, right? And then you can place the minute hand right there, all right, as precisely as you can, and then you can just simply press the crown in to start the seconds hand again and wind it tightly against the case to ensure that superior water resistance. Now what allows all of this to work is the manufacturer caliber made in-house by Rolex, the 2236. It's a superlative chronometer, meaning that it exceeds the Swiss standards of +5 + 7 seconds a day and it goes to plus or minus 2 seconds per day precision after casing, meaning that, you know, it's going to keep time very well for you. It has the center hour, minute, and seconds hands, allows for the instantaneous date with the rapid setting, and the stop seconds for precise time setting, all of which I had just demonstrated. All right, the oscillator on the inside of this one is the Siloxy hairspring, the newer one in silicon. It also has the high-performance Paraflex shock absorbers, as is typical of all modern Rolexes. What that all means is that, you know, this is completely impervious to magnetism, at least the oscillator is, and the Paraflex shock absorbers allow it to take a few bumps along the way, and there won't be any issue with keeping track of time. Very easy there. The winder on the inside is a perpetual rotor. It's a bidirectional self-winding rotor, so all you really need to do is just simply wind the crown to the fullest capacity, and just simply wearing it on your wrist will keep it wound up to the maximum approximate 55-hour power reserve. That's about 2.5 or 2 1/4 days. I wouldn't be too worried about this because this is a steel watch through and through. So this is very easily a watch that you can wear on a daily basis. There's really no need to put it down, you know, unless you have another watch, you know, a different colored dial, for example. The Datejust line from Rolex is extremely flexible. They have so many different colors, so many different hour mark, and even bezel configurations that, you know, it's nearly limitless. So anyway, that's very good. If this is your only watch, if you want to wear this every day, you certainly can, and you probably don't even need to wear or wind the crown at all. I'm going to bet you probably never need to. All right. Now, looking at the framing here for this watch, we have the Oyster Bracelet. Again, a high polish along the sides, high polish down the center with brush finishing along the outer links. All right. 3-piece links across, so you have that stability and that strength. All right, now tapering down quite tastefully to the clasp here. It's the Oyster folding clasp. All right, the good advantage to having this folding clasp is not only that you also have this Rolex stamped logo on the inside, but you also have this Easy Link 5mm extension. And what that is, you know, during the day when your wrist happens to change, you know, thickness throughout the day, that's just a matter of fact. It's just a natural biological occurrence. If it's really hot outside, you're dehydrated, your wrist will very likely swell. So to get an extra 5mm or about half a link's distance, you can simply just reach under there, pull it out, and there you go. Extra half link ready for you without even having to add or subtract a link from the bracelet. All right. And when you no longer need it anymore, you can just fold it back in on itself, just as I had done, and just press it back in, snaps right in, nice and easy. All right, and while we're here, I can actually try it on, give you my thoughts as to how it wears on the wrist. Now, I have a 7-inch wrist, and this is the full links, so I'm wearing it a little bit higher than I typically would, but on the wrist, 31mm, exceptionally tiny case on there. I'm getting a ton of bracelet on the top and bottom. Not that that's a bad thing, and it's certainly very distinguishable. On a wrist, on a larger wrist like mine, this becomes less of a watch and more an accessory. Less function, more looks. And, you know, with that pink dial, very distinguishing as well. With the Roman numeral hour marks, gives it sort of like an Art Deco sort of feel to it. And when it comes to the Datejust 31, it's incredibly light. I can barely tell that this thing is even on my wrist at all. All right, and if you wear it more snug, you won't get much, you know, room underneath these lugs. These lugs actually cut very well, sort of contour my wrist very nicely with a very tasteful, you know, taper downward. If you have a thinner wrist, they will more likely leave some space underneath the wrist or underneath the lugs, so you get more venting of the wrist. Not that that's an issue with the Oyster Bracelet, since there's plenty of space among all of these links, as you can see. All right, so there's hardly any chance for this to even, you know, start breaking a sweat on the wrist. No issue there. The counterweight of the bracelet is perfect against the case. Center of gravity, directly center of the wrist. It's like, I can't even tell which side the case is on when I'm swinging my wrist around. So very nice, very easy there. All right, so when it comes to the overall appearance, very distinguishing. I like the Art Deco look, and it's got that pink, you know, sort of sunburst sun ray pattern on it. Makes it a very distinguishing and certainly a Rolex watch on here. I can't really say much more than that because, you know, it's just Rolex doing Rolex things. All right. But enough of what I think. What do you think about this watch? Let us know down in the comments below, and also be sure to subscribe and like the video and hit the bell notification so you can be notified when we go live with another video like this one. And as always, if you'd like to purchase this watch or any other watch, visit our site, jazztime.com. Links in the description below. And we'll see you in the next one.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.